Gift cards for drug addicts? That's exactly what California's liberal politicians have proposed under a new statewide program. We'll tell you what's fueling this idea, why it's really bad, and what we're doing to fight it. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and you heard that right. In California, the liberal politicians are proposing to give out gift cards to drug addicts. And what they're saying is that they're trying to give rewards to drug addicts for not using drugs. But this comes in the same environment where the state politicians have done everything they can to decriminalize drug use and drug dealing. They won't secure the border, so there's ample supply of drugs flowing into the state, which gives California the lowest cost street price of all forms of drugs. The state is also giving out free needles and even crack pipes to drug addicts. And of course, not a week passes without a politician complaining that we don't have a statewide safe drug use and injection site law. This state is pro-illegal drugs. So the whole notion that politicians are saying that they're trying to combat drug use, it should absolutely be viewed with a heavy dose of skepticism. Here's the proposal. Last year, California state officials launched a series of pilot projects. And these pilot projects gave meth users a gift card for every time they got a negative on their drug test. Cal Matters did a story on this, very liberal news outlet. They cite one of the pilot projects, the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital, which did a six-month project where the staff were giving out $10 gift cards to Walmart or another retailer for meth addicts to pass a drug test. If they tested positive, they would not get a gift card. If they got negative, they would give a $10 gift card, although the gift cards kept increasing in value. For every week that someone got a negative test, they actually went up to $26.50 per test in a gift card. Now, participants were capped at $599 because payments of $600 or more would have to be reported to the Internal Revenue Service. I mean, like, why bother? Why bother worrying about IRS tax laws when you're giving gift cards to meth addicts? Now, this pilot has now been declared a smashing success, and they want to do it statewide. They even went to the Biden administration and got a waiver from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services that allow the state of California to use federal taxpayer money to give these meth addicts these gift cards. Of course, California is raving about the fact that it's the first in the nation to do this. That doesn't make it a good idea. Now they want to expand the program next year into 24 counties across the state. Let me tell you a little bit why this is just absurd. Let's start with just the environment here. The proponents of this proposal are saying that they're trying to give a financial incentive to meth addicts to kick their habit. I can tell you right now, the power of the addiction is going to be worth far more than a $10 gift card each week or $26.50 gift card, which is the maximum apparently that was given out. So I question whether or not it's enough of an incentive for someone to kick their habit. A lot of these people literally lose their relationships with loved ones because their habit is so strong and so important to them. It's impossible to deny their habit, the fix that it seeks. Second, remember in California, you don't need a gift card to go to a retail store and get things. We have smash and grabs. Shoplifting is an absolute epidemic. So a lot of these meth heads are stealing things from stores. Why do you need a gift card when nobody is going to stop you from literally walking in and stealing far more than just the $10 to $26 that you would get in a gift card. So again, I question the whole concept of whether this is going to be an effective financial incentive for these drug dealers or drug users. The second thing that you have to consider is that while on the one hand, you're saying, please don't use drugs, we'll give you a financial incentive to get off of drugs. Again, I don't think it's going to work. You're basically sending the signal that drug use is normalized. It's even facilitated by our government and taxpayer money. Remember, these are the same politicians backing this program that want to do safe injection sites. There's nothing safe about using illegal drugs, but they call it a safe injection site as though putting that title on it will somehow make it safe. But they want to do basically government-sanctioned drug dens in each community. On top of that, they're giving out the tools for drug use, the free needles, and the meth or crack pipes. The argument for the needles, by the way, is that what we want to do is reduce people's ability to get AIDS or become HIV positive. Last I checked, not a whole lot of people are dying from HIV. And I would venture to guess that these crackheads and meth heads probably already are HIV positive because of all the sorts of bad sexual engagements or behavior they engage in while they're high. So I find it probably pretty low, pretty impossible to believe that somehow these people don't already have all sorts of different healthcare problems, health problems, that HIV would probably be a surprise if they weren't already HIV positive. Last year, we had, let me check the stats here, 1,806 people die in California with AIDS. HIV is no longer a death sentence. There's a whole bunch of different drugs that treat it and reduce the complications. Again, I don't want anyone out there to think that getting HIV is a walk in the park and something that they shouldn't be concerned about. But in California, in 2020, the latest year we have numbers for, only 1,806 people died with AIDS. So it's likely that they had some other sort of disease. But last year, 10,901 people died of drug overdoses. So which problem are you trying to address, Governor Gavin Newsom and other liberal politicians? HIV, which seems to have a very low risk profile, or drug overdoses, which has an epidemic level risk profile? The other thing that you have to consider is the fact that we've made being able to buy drugs so easy in California. And all you have to do is look at the street price. The street price of cocaine, meth, fentanyl, crack, all sorts of drugs. Street price in California, much lower than across the country, even though we have so much demand out here with all these addicts, because there's no real illegal nature to it anymore. Prop 47 decriminalized most of the drug crimes in California. They're not seen as crimes. Drug crimes are seen basically as a speeding ticket, if that. And of course, we are not going after cartels or gangs, which are the real enterprises that manage the drug trade. And these same politicians have no concern whatsoever about securing the border. In fact, they are supporting policies that divert our Border Patrol agents from trying to isolate and stop the drug trade. The Border Patrol agents literally are dealing with a humanitarian crisis at the border because of these liberal policies. And so they're basically babysitters rather than actually doing the job of securing the border and stopping the flows of drugs into this country. So in California, these same liberal politicians that say they want to give $10 gift cards out to reduce drug use are the very ones supporting the policies that have fueled the easy availability of drugs on our streets, the cheaper cost of drugs on our streets. And they're not going after and targeting drug dealers or even trying to use law enforcement with drug users to utilize the courts to force these people into treatment programs. Take a look at our homeless policies. We don't require that homeless people go clean, sane, and sober. They're not required to get drug treatment. In other states, we do require that, not in California, which is why, again, California's lax policies on drugs have fueled an explosion in homelessness. Now, this is just absurd. The idea that we have gift cards being given out to drug addicts. I haven't even gotten into the ways that this program can be scammed, easily scammed, where this money starts flowing from federal taxpayers. And we're going to be talking very soon about millions and millions of dollars, not just hundreds of thousands of dollars, but millions of dollars in these gift cards being given out, easily opening the door to all sorts of fraud and scams here in the state of California. Now, if there is a real interest in cracking down on drug overdoses in our state, there are ample policies out there that other states have in place to combat the problem of drug use. And I'll leave you with this. Our governor, Gavin Newsom, almost on a daily basis is tweeting out about gun control. And all the politicians and the media outlets in California are always fixated on gun control. But I want to share with you this tweet, which I think exposes a true problem with their priorities here. California drug deaths per 100,000. This is the drug rate, the death rate for drug overdoses, 26.6 last year. Gun deaths, 9 per 100,000, of which a tremendous number of those are suicides. The fixation is on gun control. Where's the fixation or the focus on drug control, on actually saving these lives? $10 gift cards ain't going to do it. A commitment to a serious program to clean up our streets, to combat the illegal trade of drugs, that's what's missing. And I find it offensive, even comical, to suggest that gift cards seem to be the only strategy that California politicians are pursuing, almost like it's window dressing to try to divert attention from their failure in so many other aspects, in so many other ways in the drug crisis. Help us change these policies by electing new politicians, new leaders for our state, by electing new leaders at the local level, by supporting our law enforcement agencies in doing their best to combat illegal drug trade and combat crime. Go to reformcalifornia.org, reformcalifornia.org. Sign up to continue to get updates. Share this video, like this video so that it improves the algorithm and more people hear about it. And please check out our voter guide, particularly if you're a California voter, when it comes to election time. For now, that is the coverage of California news and politics at Reform California. We'll pick it up next time. Thanks for watching. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.